My wife left me for a man. She knew for 3 months. Now that it fell apart, she wants me back. But I've moved on and I've never been happier. Hello Reddit I plus here. I 34M was married to my wife Jenna 32F for 7 years. We'd been together for almost a decade. We met in college. She was the artsy, opinionated girl who always sat in the back of the room and made sarcastic jokes under her breath. I was the quieter guy who tutored calculus and secretly admired her from afar until she asked me out. She liked that I listened. I liked that she never filtered herself. Our relationship had always had its ups and downs, nothing toxic or dramatic, just life, financial stress, job changes, a miscarriage in year 3 that wrecked us both emotionally, but also brought us closer for a time. We fought sometimes, sure, but always came back to the same side. At least that's what I thought. Last year, around March, things started to shift. She started going out more, said she was reconnecting with herself, doing art again, meeting new people through a gallery space she found downtown. I was happy for her. Genuinely. I even bought her new supplies, set up a workspace in the den. But she began pulling away. Less affection, less conversation, more nights out where she'd come back smelling like someone else's cologne. I didn't want to jump to conclusions. You know how you rationalize things when you're afraid of the truth? Then came the gut punch. July. I came home from a work trip, 48 hours, tops, and she was gone. I mean literally gone. Closet half empty, drawers cleared, toothbrush missing. I thought we were robbed until I found the note on the kitchen counter. I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. I've met someone, and I need to follow my heart. Please don't hate me. No name. No explanation. Just that. After 7 years. After us. I tried calling. Nothing. Texts bounced back green. Her social media? Gone. A mutual friend reluctantly told me Jenna had left to move in with some guy she met at the gallery, a free spirit named Kyle. He was 29, did energy work, and lived in what I can only describe as a weed-scented commune. He played guitar at underground shows and talked about vibrations a lot, apparently. I was wrecked. For weeks I barely ate. I kept replaying every moment in my head, trying to pinpoint when the distance had started. What I missed. Therapy helped. Friends pulled me through. My sister moved in for a while to keep me from unraveling completely. And then, slowly, I got back to myself. I started working out again. I picked up a freelance project that took me to Oregon for a month. New air, new faces. I didn't even realize how much I had been shrinking in that relationship until I wasn't in it anymore. Fast forward to last month. I'm on a date at a low-key brewery with someone I met at a hiking group. Her name's Leah. She's smart, funny, and doesn't ask me to dim myself. We're laughing about something when I get a text from an unknown number. Hey, it's Jenna. Can we talk? My stomach dropped. I didn't respond at first. The next day, I got another message. Longer. Things didn't work out with Kyle. I made a huge mistake. I miss you. I miss us. Can we meet? I sat with it for a long time. And yeah, part of me wanted closure. Or maybe I just wanted to see her face when she had to explain herself. So I agreed to meet her at a neutral cafe downtown. When I walked in, she looked different, tired, not just physically. There was a brittleness to her I'd never seen before. She tried to smile, but it didn't reach her eyes. We talked. Or rather, she did most of the talking. She said Kyle had turned out to be not who she thought. Translation: he was emotionally volatile, broke, and turned everything into a spiritual test she kept failing. She cried. Told me she left because she felt suffocated, unfulfilled. That she thought Kyle was some sign from the universe that she was meant for more. She said she realized too late that more didn't mean better. Then came the line that stuck with me. I thought you'd always be there. That hit me harder than anything else. Not the affair. Not the betrayal. That line. That assumption that she could burn it all down. Explore whatever fantasy she needed. And I just, wait. I told her no. I told her I'd moved on. That I was seeing someone. But more than that, I was happy. That since she left, I'd rediscovered parts of myself I didn't even know I'd buried. I didn't say it to hurt her. I just needed her to understand. She didn't get to come back and hit resume on the life she walked out on. She cried more. Asked if I'd ever forgive her. I told her I already had. But forgiveness doesn't come with reinstatement. Here's the kicker, and maybe the real reason I'm writing this. A week after that conversation, I got a message from one of her old friends. Apparently, Jenna had been seeing Kyle for months before she left. Not 3, closer to 9. She started cheating while I was still taking her out on date nights, while I was planning our anniversary trip. Her friends knew. They just didn't know how to tell me. So yeah, closure came full circle. I'm not writing this for sympathy. Or to gloat. I just want someone to hear me say this out loud. I survived. I rebuilt. And I'm not the same man who begged her to explain herself through tears in a dark kitchen last July. She left. I stayed. She wandered. I grew. And now that I've moved on, I realize, maybe for the first time, I was never the one who was lost. Jenna didn't take the rejection well. At first, she tried to play it cool, sending occasional, "hope you're doing okay" texts, or random inside jokes from our past, like she could emotionally breadcrumb me back. I didn't respond to most of them. When I did, it was short and respectful. But then she started guilt-tripping. "You're really just going to throw away 10 years? You don't even want to try? You've changed." And yeah, I had changed. That was the whole point. I wasn't the guy she left crying in our living room anymore. I had boundaries now. I had self-worth that wasn't dependent on being someone's emotional safety net. The final straw came when she showed up at my apartment, unannounced. I had just finished making dinner with Leah. She was in the kitchen, helping me plate, and I heard the knock. I opened the door, and there Jenna was, looking pale, mascara slightly smudged like she hadn't planned to cry but ended up doing it anyway. She saw Leah behind me. Her face shifted. "Oh," she said. "You weren't kidding." I stepped outside, closed the door behind me, and asked her to leave. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't make a scene. But I was firm. "I meant it, Jenna. You need to move on." I have. That was the last time I saw her in person. A part of me did feel cruel. She was clearly spiraling, and I'm not heartless, but I reminded myself. She made her choice. She lit the match, and now she was choking on the smoke. After that night, I blocked her number. I told mutual friends I didn't want to hear updates, and I stuck to it. Leah asked me once if I ever missed her, not Jenna specifically, but what we had. And you know what? I don't. Because the truth is, what I thought we had wasn't real in the end. It was something I was holding together with duct tape and hope, while she was already halfway out the door. Here's something they don't tell you about betrayal. It doesn't just hurt because of the person who betrayed you. It hurts because it makes you question your own judgment, like, how could I have been so blind? How did I not see it? But that pain fades. Eventually. You sit with it long enough, and it transforms. Not into forgiveness, necessarily. But clarity. And clarity is a gift. Now, my life is quieter, but fuller. I don't walk on eggshells. I don't wait for the other shoe to drop. I laugh more. Sleep better. I have new routines, new memories, a new sense of peace I didn't even realize was missing. Jenna once told me she felt like she was disappearing in our marriage. Funny. Because looking back, I was the one fading out. I just didn't know it until she was gone. If you're reading this and you've been through something similar, someone who left you without warning, someone who chose chaos and came back when it crumbled, let me say this. You don't owe them a second chance. You don't owe them a damn thing. Sometimes people don't realize what they had until it's gone. And sometimes you don't realize how little you were getting until it ends. Both of those things can be true. But just because someone wants back in, doesn't mean you should open the door.